And we're Jake and Guz. Thank you very much, Robert, for the long-winded throw. As ever, consummate professional. Where do we go? Fury, Soul's Heart. Soul's Heart.
Where do we go? Or where do we go? There we go too.
To there we go.
Okay.
Second time we're going to be seeing Lair, of course, as mentioned on the couch. It is Soul's Heart, who had played this against Weibo back in the upper bracket semi-final.
I mean, this has to be a Soul's Heart 2-0. The way Fury have played this stage, plus a sub.
Well, that's when
At
Fury
minimum,
get
it's
you.
a 2-1.
I feel like that's when Fury get
you
you the most, though. When you feel like we've seen the worst of them, and we feel like maybe they aren't looking so great, they find a way. And that's why, like, don't get me wrong, I ended up predicting Soul's Heart to win this series, but I do want to kind of play devil's advocate for Fury. That this is a roster that if Crit J plays to his best, and he's been down on his best so far throughout this stage. Like, if we're referencing Dark as the highest EPS player on Fury, something's gone wrong with Crit J. He's 24th. He's 99 EPS.
Yeah, that's wild.
Minus 5 KD, minus 1 entry. Like, he's had a stinker for a player that at times has probably been heralded as maybe the second best player in the region, only behind Reaps. He's not even remotely close now, at least based off this stage. And BG Man, like Colas, Dark, I mean, these are good players that have been around a long time. So a lot of it comes in for Firelord. Hopefully at some point we can maybe get confirmation as to whether it was a attack sub or if it was very much due to unavailability. As for Soul's Heart, though, a roster that has definitely had their own ups and downs. You think back to when Onigiri first left this team, it felt like a hole was really put in. Then they took a bit of time to fill it out, and now they're starting to establish that this is the core five. The Onigiri days well and truly gone past them. I just have that, like, I can't shake this nagging feeling that Fury are going to bring their best in a do-or-die elimination game, playoffs, and maybe Solotic comes in and just provides a spark. Like, it's a fresh voice, it's a new set of eyes. And I know that you're going to disagree on that, and because... And this is where I agree with you. Historically, how often do you see a sub come in and a team perform better? Like, maybe never. But Dark with the opening kill onto DCH. So the map pick for Fury. They attack into Lair first up. They find the opening kill onto the Mute. Good start for Fury.
And the point being, especially in a region like APAC, if you're good enough, you'll be on a main team. You won't be a sub.
And you just have to wonder, was it patience has run out for Firelord? In terms of his numbers, so 38th for EPS out of 42 players. Minus 30 KD. There's only one player that has a worse overall KD, and that's GigaChad. Minus 2 entry, 50% cost. Again, the 4-1vx's is staggering. It is the outlier for his performances throughout this stage. Typically, Firelord will play Blackbeard and Twitch and Montang, so he's playing more supportive kind of roles. But even still, if you're playing Blackbeard more than any other operator, you need to be aggressive and confident. And on defense, again, he'll play those supportive ops like Azami and Smoke and Fenrir. So I'm expecting Solotic to probably fill that role. Slow and steady, though, after that opening pick. Jay down below with the skeleton key. He's going to be the one that has to really step up, and a good start from him. A second pick found as Mr. Punch will fall. All it takes is Fury to perform well on leg, give them confidence then heading into border, and we could have a series here. As we saw in Consulate in our last series, you can't sometimes get carried away with the first couple of rounds.
No. Absolutely not, but it has been a solid start for Fury. Now it's just about finishing the job here in the opening round. 30 seconds. Monty available. ROU's in play.
Oh, good shot. Solotic, hello. Welcome on into the team.
That was nice.
Very clean. And like Collins can walk into R6 and get this plant down. I don't think that Shamika launch is going to stop him. Indeed, it will not. And Scatman's alone by himself. Well, this would be the dream start. It would be a flawless start. Solotic's found a second elsewhere as well on the Zofia. Scatman, can he at least take one with him to deny the flawless nature of this round? Looks like he got droned out towards Master, slips in towards Mez. But the round is done. And it will be Fury to find the opening round here on Lair. Solid attack to take out top floor as well. Certainly now well positioned to find this kill on the Scatman, and honestly good discipline from Fury. It's very easy in a 1v5 to start running around and wanting to get this final kill, maybe pad the stats a little bit, but everyone's just holding key positions. No one's really over-swinging, over-aggressing. Maybe BG was the one that was sensing an opportunity, but even he too did not go for an over-peak. See Mad Duck Ranger in the background, a little bit of
He looks very chill.
He's chilling. Vaughn, Mad Duck Ranger, whichever handle he goes by these days. That's a good start. That's a good sign. And it's a reason why I'm like on the desk, like I'm in this tricky position because we've all predicted Soul's Heart. We're all talking about Soul's Heart being the team that should win this series. You look at the numbers, you look at the general play from these two teams, but someone's got to advocate for Fury. As we get a rehost coming up, Solotix had a great start and he's been kicked from the server, but Fury themselves deserve that notion that they can bounce back. Historically, this is a team that within this region has a lot of substance, has a lot of history, and has shown they've got the capability to perform above what they've been playing at. And for their sake, I hope that happens today. Rehost coming up.
Well, the break is ready, Jake. So let's take 5 minutes and we'll be back after a quick rehost.
You know how they say, it's not the destination, it's the journey?
And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And you know what?
They're right.
across the board like it's a game. Oh, what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, guess it's time for something new. I needed new friends when you didn't show. Poured out my heart while you say home. And I tell you something, it broke my confidence. When these thoughts are toxic, it's darkness. Only showing up when it's convenient. Why is no one here to save me? Moving pieces across the board like it's a game. Oh, what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, guess it's time for something. This is the start of, this is the start of, this is the start of something new. This is the start, this is the start, this is the start of something new.
We return after the rehost. Fury 1-0 up after a very, very strong start here on Lair.
How was your break?
Yeah, it was a decent little break. Yeah, ready to get back underway. Good start for Solotic, though, as the substitute coming into today. 2K in the opening round for what was a flawless round in the end for Fury. Obviously, for Soul's Heart, they're going to have to play a little bit better than what we saw from them in that previous round. Long, long series ahead, though.
So to basement we go then for round number 2, and nothing standing out as being too out of the ordinary in terms of the op comps, but the Vigil perhaps a notable one. DCH on the roam over towards Master, but was spotted on transition by Locolis. The Fury will be very much aware that there's a player on this second floor position. Whether or not they intend on acting on that information is a whole different story. Rest of the team over towards basement. There is some pressure first floor as well, though. Mark playing Armory stairs, and Armory itself also being held by Scatman. Nicole's on the Monty. It will be a valuable tool in looking to deal with that in a more safer fashion, and Deimos as well will also be powerful.
Yeah, pretty similar lineup as well for Fury in this round. They dropped the ace for the Habana, so not really a massive change there, and then the Sens for the Deimos. Oh, speaking of the Deimos, like with the opening kill on the Scatman, deals with the mute.
I tell you what, Fury better not just like smash this series, or my mind might explode.
And you'll look a little bit sillier. Just a little bit silly.
I stand by everything I said on the cache. There's no world in which Soul's Heart should be losing this series. Like, there's just no world.
Well, we might be living in that world.
Yeah, maybe. Which is stupid. You're playing a team that struggled throughout the group stage.
Yeah,
and has
but
a sub
don't
in.
underestimate Fury and their ability in the playoffs.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
There's history there. There is history. And Solotic coming into this roster might just provide, as I said, that little spark, that little renewed optimism. If he performs, it might just elevate everyone else. Now Mr. Punch getting targeted by the death mark of Dark. Did actually have the predictions as well. There is only one person from our crew that has gone for Fury. And not just once, but twice.
I think it was James, wasn't it?
It was Rob J. Monday.
Oh. There you go.
So I kind of hope Fury don't win now, because otherwise we're not going to hear the end of it. Good J down to half health, playing the vert towards reception. Double stack towards basement now for Soul's Heart. Mr. Punch still up towards security, and he gets caught. Zolotic is switched on. 3 and zip. It's not like Zolotic is a newbie either. He's been around the block. Knows how to play Siege. Has slotted in very nicely. Gasbabe thrown out by Mark, but he's starting to feel that pressure, and he knows he's still got players up above that he will have to deal with. Closer towards I-9, Gasbabe thrown towards his location, and he will pull to Solotic as well. And Dark will finish off the round. Solotic's 4 and 0, Fury are 2 and 0, and a great start here on Lair. Guz cannot believe it.
To be fair, I feel like we saw a very, very similar start from Orchid in the last series, and then they fell into a bundle. So, could be the honeymoon period here for Fury, or perhaps they are here to play and are going to pose a serious threat. Certainly wait and see, but winning the opening 2 rounds on a Lair attack is not to be squandered. Go back to second floor for Soul's Heart. Understandably so, this is the strongest side typically on Lair. Need to see them wake up a bit. The stats, of course, are reset after the rehost, but their kill spread at the moment is...
well, there's a couple of concerning things right now. The first round, 5 alive. Second round, 4 alive. First round and second round, Dark opening kills.
Now, they've got 1 kill in both rounds. Is that correct?
Camera ready to activate.
Yeah, 1 kill, which was Mark right at the end of that round.
Which was a completely unimpactful kill. So,
Yeah.
Camera ready.
in some respects, back-to-back flawless rounds from a
Essentially,
team with
yeah.
sub. Like, what is going on? That is just unacceptable.
And the sub is 4 and 0, 211 EPS.
What are we doing,
Solotic.
guys? Wake up.
Dark, of course, the highest rated player for Fury throughout this stage thus far, 16th overall in Asia. 104 EPS, but has started hot. 3 and 0 start, 2 of those being entry kills. It's Scatman, of course, the highest rated player in terms of EPS across both teams. 13th overall. Yet to get on the board, but not exactly alone in that department for Soul's Heart. Mark with the only kill. We had the rehost as well, so the Fury numbers are not quite true, but the Soul's Heart numbers are relatively true. The 1 kill for Mark is all they've gotten so far. And I think this is always the prospect with a team like Fury. You know, you're performing below expectations, performing poor. But then you know what they can do if they actually play to their level. And that's why it's hard to just completely write them off based on, you know, a group stage that clearly was not that great. Lost to Elevate on the final play day, barely beat Daystar 8-7, got smashed by this very team in Soul's Heart 7-2, like we referenced on the couch. They got destroyed by Weibo. They lost to a rival 7, a team that finished in the bottom 2, barely beat Orchid, and the only real significant win was on play day 1 against Leighton Dragons, the team that finished dead last. They were somewhat competitive against Elevate in the quarterfinal, 7-5, 7-5, 7-5, but on the wrong end of that, losing 2-1. And if you do look at the body of work for Fury, it's easy to sometimes just look at them as the 6th seed. But it's not like they've been completely horrid. And if they can just perform back to what we usually see from them, yeah, they can win this series. Good start. Minute left. 5v5. Soul's Heart haven't lost anyone so far. Nicole is struggling a little bit here with the barbed wire. The pressure over towards the mezzanine being dealt by Mr. Punch.
I think what the game plan is here in terms of route to site. Do they try and open up the wall? Well, they filter the doorway. Maybe breach is open, but transition from ops across might be a challenge.
Still got 4 smokes, by the way. He's still got 4 smokes.
Oh, the smoke canister's not deep enough there from Scatman. Could prove costly. Now wall open as a route towards the plant.
1 gas wave still available. Like Olas has been able to get into Mask, though. DCH takes a shot through the smoke, 12 seconds. Fury need to pick up the pace here. Crit J needs to find an angle through the smoke on the glass, but so far, no one really presenting. RAU goes out as well. Good nitro from Mark, knows there's mess pressure as well. Turns his attention behindward, but the collapse from Soul's Heart is ever impressive, and they defend top 4 very nicely. Soul's Heart on the board here on Lair.
Yeah, bit of work there from Soul's Heart. They didn't feed any picks for free into Crit J on the glass.
Respected the smokes.
Respected the smokes, while still maintaining aggression and pressure, which is a very fine balance in that kind of situation. They still had close proximity to where that plant was going down. They still had a nitro cell as well for Plant Dinar, which also landed. Just did really good job. Fury, yeah, went for that really compact attack. With so much utility stacked, it got pretty awkward to kind of work out what was going on. They needed to get vote from Crit J, and he just didn't have that opportunity to present it to him. A good opening round. Oh, good opening round win, I should clarify there for Soul's Heart. It'll be basement repeat again, as expected. Tertiary won't see the light of day until required. Last time out, 4 players were still standing from Fury.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Very
as
clean
many
attack
bombs
where
as they can.
pretty much completely dismantled the roam. They got an early read, especially on the likes of DCH and the Vigil, which we'll see repeat here round 4. They played around that quite well. So I'm a little bit intrigued that Soul's Heart will double down here with essentially the same composition outside of Legion taken out for Clash. Maybe Clash was provided a little bit more support on site, but I think off site is where they had a lot of issues last time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, though, if you play a little bit more bunker, maybe you just play DCH as the solo Vigil roam, and then the rest can kind of play down below, or at least close to below, control the rotate
5 seconds
paths.
left before insertion.
Dark's going to switch over to the Dokkaebi. First time we're going to see Dokkaebi here in this half. Azami banned out, Montang banned out. And the Montang was exclusively used by Fury. All 3 of the opening rounds saw the Monty get brought. That means no shield play available for Fury unless they opt for the fuse, which they have chosen not to in this round. So far, Solodic has also been somewhat of a Zofia one-trick, except for the previous round where he did slip onto the Capital.
It could be a useful tool in dealing with the Clash as well, those additional explosives.
RCE going out.
But to be honest, even if Solodic if they say, look, if you're comfortable on Zof,
Yeah,
we just need you to come in and just shoot.
Yeah, it's all about comfort.
We'll do the rest.
Sophia is the comfort pick. It's still got enough utility to be useful. It's not the worst off meta pick ever. Has DCH been spotted? Able to escape. Marked cover. I9 as well for Overwatch. And much better work this time around from Soul's Heart, not feeding these picks for free offsite. I9 will stick around, however. There's a Goyo canister and, of course, his shield for stall. Lacoste is posturing on that portion of the map, as you can see, top left. Maybe looking to transition down the staircase later. So, Fury with control. They'll get to work with Vert in a moment's time as well. And so far, a rather 50-50 round at the moment.
Took till the 7-second mark remaining in the last round to find the opening kill. So time management for Fury did cost them on Master and R6. And if they're not careful, it could cost them here as well on Lab.
It was 202 on the last baseman attack.
Now, Otero is not going to clear the glass shield from I9. He can retake position. Another Otero making his way down the stairs, but he's able to slip that one. Flash. Pressure from Fury. Bit of help, though, from Mark. Loved the little combination here between the smoke and the Clash. 4 versus 4. DCH did get dealt with, but they have been also able to find the kill onto Dark. This is a really good stall out right now from Soul's Heart.
Without explosives, the attack is cooked, and I9's in fact rotated out, not caught. And no one's cutting them off on the window down below. It's a 3-man stack.
Will they deal with it? They take Crit J with him. I9 lost his life, though. Mark's going to be careful, but up close with a shotgun, it's so strong. Did they get the second push to come through from Solodic? So he got the trade. They can also get the revive, but we're into red time. They don't even have the kit. Time will be the biggest factor.
BG
Drop down
survived.
through the hatch. They need to go for these kills. Solodic has picked up the diffuser. Can he find a way to start sticking this plan in time? He cannot. Soul's Heart win the round. Little scrappy, messy. We get that from Lair sometimes. But largely well defended from Soul's Heart, especially towards that armory hallway with the clutch and the smoke combination really stalling out the push from Fury.
Yeah, far better PL defense, really good hold. Had that cross established. Fury could have broken that down or at least cut it off with a bit more oomph by having a player down below on the staircase instead of the triple stack. It was pretty unnecessary at that position, given the kind of utility that was getting chucked at there. It was just flush spam.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Maybe
by
if there were
attackers.
more explosives, it would have been a little bit more required, but yeah.
So we go 2-2 after a fast start from Fury in the opening 2 rounds, and fast indeed. Look at
It's a little over again.
the time of the opening kills, 2:24 and 2:02 in the first 2 rounds, and they got both those opening kills through Dark. Then it drops to 0:07, so 7 seconds, and then 53 seconds.
Yeah.
Both of those, though,
Bomb
going
located by
to Soul's
attackers.
Heart. So the flip in strategy, Soul's Heart not presenting as many options around the map, far more structured, as you said, peel defense, not giving life their lives away.
I think you just try and choke time and make that a win con. Fury's gun skill needs to be respected. I definitely wasn't trying to suggest on the desk that that was one of their weaknesses. It was really just the case that their teamwork, especially on a map with so many layers of complexity like a layer, where things are still being worked out, where you should be able to exploit that by having greater team play.
Yeah, I mean, right now, there is not a single player on Soul's Heart that's going positive. On the flip side, you've got Dark Lycolis +1 each, Solodic +5. He's 6-1.
Oh, the mirror trick misses. They missed a punch placing the window too low. BG Man expecting it placed it as high as possible, and so able to successfully open the ball. So that's a small win for Fury early on here in the 5th round.
And this is Fury's map pick as well. Border to follow. So they go to Sens again. So far, I mean, mixed results. The opening round, it wasn't really a big factor in their round win. Didn't do much in their round loss either. Now they bring it here for bunks and briefing as we see this site for the first time in this half. Also the Warden, a timely used operator in this round with the Ying on the board, chosen by Dark. First time seeing the Warden. And first time seeing the Ying. So a real change up here on the tertiary site for both teams. But again, the time for Fury, it just starts to dwindle. They've done their best work when they're aggressive early and seeking and hunting for these kills. Just over a minute. Mr. Punch holding. Still 2 nitros available as well for Soul's Heart.
There's a stall out.
They're just poking and hoping for the best, and the best does then eventuate. Crit J gets a freebie. Mr. Punch goes for the swing. Crit J's got the better angle, hits the headshot, and they get the opening pick.
I mean, with control above though, Soul's Heart surely can deny plan. There's no contest above at the moment.
Still no contest and running on time, which means that you might end up just kind of trying to send it in. The smokes might help, but hey, it's a Warden holding above. Glasses deactivate though. DCH is very much still worried about potentially someone coming for that flank up above, but we know he's uncontested. Dark with the kill onto I9 though. DCH hasn't really been able to play a factor from above. He's not been able to stop this plant. It goes down successfully, and with that now, the round should go the way of Fury, unless Soul's Heart can muster up a decent comeback here. Now down in the post plant, down a player. There's one on the rappel. Mark probably sensing he can't quite make this rush through the stairwell, and indeed he's correct. Crit Shake is waiting for him, and this is going to be Fury finding their 3rd round.
Bad read or bad comms, I don't know what's going on with Soul's Heart here. DCH had line of sight directly onto this.
Stick it and hold it. Oh. Yeah, not going to happen.
He had direct line of sight on this, and no one was above contesting it. He literally could. All he had to do was walk across and deny it. So So he's either
I
getting
think he's-
there must have been a lack of info.
I think
the
once,
player was going down.
once I9 has died, I think they've lost sight, vision, control, and DCH probably just hasn't got any information.
I think once you see the sense roll out, you need to just know that that's where the plant, like that's the win con, is the plant in that exact position every time. We've seen it in multiple games.
Well, the power of the Sens now, of course, not affected by the Warden glasses. So very helpful in
Locate and defuse
at
bombs.
least being able to offset the Warden holding the vert from above. Good round for Fury.
Every opening kill thus far has been converted to a round win.
Yep. And also, if you look at the survival, 5, 4, 4, 2, 4.
Yeah, a lot of one-sided.
So a
rounds.
lot of one-sided rounds. J got the plant down with 10 seconds remaining in the round, so it was still a slow pacing round, as has now been the last 3. A real change up from the opening 2 rounds where Fury's pace was really aggressive. But we get to now end top floor once again, Master and R6 for the final round of this opening half. Last time out defended by Soul's Heart successfully. And of course that was the round in which Fury tried to employ the Glaz towards the mezzanine. Soul's Heart respecting the smokes, didn't get over aggressive, didn't throw lives away. There was 7 seconds on the clock when the opening pick did eventuate, so it was a really stalled out round from Fury. So what can they do differently this time? They don't bring the Glaz. They also don't have the Montang to help facilitate mezzanine pressure. So they go the Grim as well instead of the Capital.
Taking my cover back.
So it is a change up. The Ash as well makes its first appearance in the half for Solodic, so I guess he's coming in really to play that fragging role.
Yeah. Pick whatever gun feels most comfortable. Ash Charge Util will be only really limited in its usage. You might be able to pluck the Clash Shield with some good timing, but it's pretty unlikely.
5 and 2 now for Dark, 6 and 1 for Solodic, and Lycola's 3-1 puts Fury well and truly ahead in terms of just raw gunplay. Which actually might be a good sign for them going into border. I9, shield down, shield back up, frag grenade wasted. It's been playing the Clash well. The thing I like about this Clash though is when you put that shield down, it's not like it's always a freebie. You gotta be very careful when you take these battles, and he wins out the battle against Dark on the Sense, and he gets really aggressive, leaves the shield behind, and I think BG Man was expecting him to still be at said shield when he swings that doorway. He's watching close left, but I9 had already swung out wide. A really good power double kill from I9. He does eventually lose his life, maybe went for a heat check. Could have really looked to consolidate, fall back, keep the shield, play sight, but he went for a little bit more, and that gives Fury a look back into this round. Flash over towards main stairs, but up close with the shotty on the Alla. It is Crit J that will lose his life. Still man advantage for Soul's Heart. Down to Lycolas and the sub in Solodic, who has been fragging.
Stranded outside though, Lycolas will be heard. Mark looks the other way, but DCH collects the kill. 1v3 for the sub.
I guess he looks away there because he knows DCH got the cover.
Yeah, trusted him, yeah.
So down to Solodic in a 1v3. Really, there's no pressure on him here at all. DCH has got a Nitro. He's getting stalled out, and Soul's Heart have kit. There's nothing he can really do outside of an all-time classic sort of play. Spots the gun barrel, waits for the peek. Can't win the battle against the Fenrir, and it's a 3-3 half here on land, the opening map of this best of 3.
Yeah, so a bit of a dicey start there for Soul's Heart, but able to stabilize. 3-3. Respectable scoreline.
Also respectable at the end there from Solodic. He was stalled out by the smoke. He could have at that point with 10 seconds left just said, I'm just not going to bother. I'm going to keep a nice 6-1 KD going into the half. But he sent it in. He tried.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a substitute, sometimes you can be in that little slight change in mindset where you think, I might try and really make this my role.
Try and be a bit selfish.
And try and be, you know, and try and look as best as I possibly can, but it doesn't go unnoticed. He tried it. 3-3 though, I mean, who's really kind of won that half, or is it suggested by the scoreline it's all even?
Yeah, very neutral, I would say.
Good moments from both teams. Fury got out of the gates in the end. 3 of the last 4 rounds went the way of Soul's Heart, but what's their attacks going to look like now?
Monty, Thermite, Kaid, Bandit, your bans for this second half.
Got to remember as well, I mentioned on the couch that Soul's Heart are the worst team remaining in the playoffs for Asia League at defending. So they got the 3 rounds there, and if you think about then, okay,
What's their attack win rate?
Attackers
they're
need to
second best
locate
team when
and
it comes to
defuse
attacking.
as many
What's the
bombs as
number?
they can.
51%,
Okay.
which
So 7-5?
it's you know, like it's a decent number over Fury. It's a whopping 7% difference. It's just Weibo are in first with a 67% attacking win rate.
Yeah, that's nuts. What's their defense?
Weibo's 62%, which is 3% above Elevate. So a little bit more in line, and plan and entry numbers are pretty
Bomb
similar to
located
Elevate
by
as well.
attackers.
It's just their attacking prowess, and I guess Reaps is a big factor in that. Reaps is 22 and 9 on entries, plus 52 in KD.
5 seconds
There's
to
only
insertion.
one player in the region that has more kills than Reaps. Who is it?
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
There's only...
One player that has more kills. So there's 2 players that have more kills than Reaps. Who are they?
I mean...
They've also got 40 extra rounds on Reaps.
yeah, okay.
It's Ion and Stemp from Elevate.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say likely one.
in 100,
Likely the Elevate.
in 145 rounds, Ion and Stemp have got 118 and 117 kills respectively. In 109 rounds, Reaps has 116. Reaps also has a 41% survival rate, which is the highest in the region. He is the highest for cost. He's the highest for entry, the highest for KD ratio at plus 52. The second best is Stemp at plus 21.
I will never understand how he is consistent with that sense. It's genuinely remarkable.
And we're back into this one as we move forward into this second half. Slow start of Soul's Heart on their attack. Critchay onto the clash. And this is where I think Solodic will probably be a little bit more role dependent in terms of the operators selected on defense. Now looking at Farlord, and typically will play Azami, Fenrir, Smoke. He's on the mute right now, which I guess probably falls into that same category.
Reloading.
But slow and steady start for Soul's Heart. So far, I think Fury will be content with how things are transpiring. But to be fair, Master and R6 as a site definitely can play quite slow. Got to deal with this clash.
Well, they did a pretty good job pushing it back. Good flash dump.
They don't have any frag grenades though.
Oh, that could have been an opportunity. Should have been.
And still being given an opportunity. The constant peaks there for Mark, and eventually gets overwhelmed by
There's 2
Critchay.
offside. There's 2 offside, so you need to be pressuring objective now in response to that. Oh,
Ooh, up close,
oh my god.
just going to walk in from I9. Little
Get
slip
Mr.
in through the breach.
Get Mr. Punch across and you can start thinking about a plan.
Well, you can also get this air jab out as well. It's going to block off that mezzanine push for Critchay. He has to actually rotate off and can't contest his
Look,
plan.
there is
Straight
no
into
one anywhere
Mask. There
near
is
the
no
side.
one even remotely close.
Oh, wow.
Beautifully executed by I9. I9's essentially won them this round by the pushing, kill clear,
said
and then the air jab over towards the mezzanine.
2 below, someone needs to step up
Oh,
and make a play.
Solodic. Well, he's not going to give up on this one. The sub for Fury. Good headshot onto I9. 1v2 post-plant.
Mr. Punch outside, he'll chill.
Mr. Punch
Yeah, nice try.
was hiding and DCH was waiting.
I mean, 2 players below, you've just got to try and send it. I9 caught a pretty good timing, got a bit fortunate there into the Azami throwing out a Kiba, but he committed to the play, landed his shots, then was conscious of escorting that diffuser across, got utility out, rest of the team got in line.
Critchay got that opening kill as well with the clash knife. So it's the first round that an opening kill has not converted into a round win in this match.
First opening kill with a knife, perhaps, in APL.
It was at the 54-second mark as well. I mean, again, like Master and R6 can play very much low on time. It's a little, for me, it's a little bit like Cafe Top Floor, Bar Cocktail, where it doesn't feel like the attacking team is doing a lot, but they don't need to do a lot because of the way the site works. Now, Master and R6 on Lair is quite similar in that regard. It's a lot of fighting for mez control, trying to open up breach, and a lot of that you can take a lot of time to do because you don't need an abundant amount of map control. You don't see lurks down
It's not like a long
towards basement.
It's not a particularly long
Yeah.
checklist, but each step is incredibly tedious.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
It's just not a side that, again, you see lurks or map roaming from the
Attackers are
defense
moving out
either.
to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Mark onto the black beard. It's BG Man who's really struggling right now, though, for Fury. 1 and 5, 43% cost. The only one that's in the red in that department. In a close match to begin. Soul's Heart, I mean, honestly, on the next map of Border, where they've already beaten Fury 7-2, they definitely go into that map as favourites and puts emphasis on Fury here on Lair. After Fury's strong start, it's now 4 of the last 5 rounds in favour of Soul's Heart, and that's got to be a concern. Fury need a circuit breaker. They need to stall out this momentum that Soul's Heart are just quietly building on this map.
So warehouse creep across then. Mark on Blackbeard in the absence of the Monty. Do our best to track Crit J as well throughout the round. He's currently second force server. Not being directly contested currently, but could flank the likes of I9 establishing Vert. He has a look over towards lobby, but won't find too much. Oh, straight past the drone.
Oh, you got to get
no!
Crit J.
What?
Well, he does get the kill on the Mr. Punch. At least makes up for it.
How do you get that kill, but not the first?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
remarkable. Just one of those
I9 was not prepared for that push from Crit J. And he doesn't get that kill onto DCH either. And DCH punishes Crit J.
God.
Well, Crit J in his prime probably ends up with a 3K in that position and completes the round in favor of Fury. But the stage that he's been having, and unfortunately that moment highlighted for what's been a top player not performing at his best, now opens up the round for Soul's Heart. Everyone in basement except for I9, and from that first floor position, gets the kill onto Dark. 20 seconds left in the round. They're quite low, 3 of the 4 players, but apparently that doesn't matter all that much as they clear out BG Man. Lycolis is all that's left in the 1v3. Kit not currently acquired for Soul's Heart. It's either a retrieval or find this kill. And sitting the smoke nicely. DCH has got it. Can he find time to stick the plant?
that was close.
I don't know if he could have. That came down to timing.
They're lucky that smoke faded.
They are very fortunate. 3 to 5, Soul's Heart. Fury not as fortunate, and Crit J.
I think if there's anything that summarizes that his stage is just that play. I mean,
Yeah, that sums it up.
I can't believe it. That miss. He probably can't believe it either. That was ridiculous.
Tactical timeout for Fury as they talk things over. Now down 2 rounds. I mean,
one was sharp.
that kill was great, but
Replay operator has been very generous, not showing.
yeah, he honestly only showed the kill and missed 2 of the whiffs. The whiff onto I9 and the whiff onto DCH. And he got them both low, but he should have killed easily I9. He had the freebie and he made the smart play. Saw the inactive drone walk straight past it. The yellow ping intel on I9 and just couldn't get the kill. And you can kind of see it on his face. He knows he's let that one slip away. And with that, maybe the round as well for Fury. And if they're not careful, then therefore maybe the map.
Back into things then. Feels like Soul's Heart is starting to run away with this one. Here is the whiff.
And then it was a really nice kill.
It was such a well orchestrated play too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Scopos top floor.
He did a
Lurks
lot
down
right.
slowly, creeps past the drone, has the opportunity.
Just let himself down at the
I mean,
most pivotal point.
it happens, but it's these fine margins in a match like this that can make the difference, especially when you're the team that's trailing and you're trying to get yourself into the front door on defense.
Yeah, and to highlight Crit J, in terms of a positive aspect, he's got 3 opening kills in this game so far.
Oh, he's been pretty good, yeah.
So his kills have been impactful. Unfortunately for him and his team, the last 2 rounds, where he's got now 2 rounds in a row, the opening kills, they haven't converted.
Yeah. The defense proving to be a challenge.
Critch is 3-0 on entries.
Attackers
By the way,
are
again, the
checking location
rehost that
bomb
we had after the opening round, he's actually not 5-6, he's 6-6.
Yep.
In the same vein for Solotic, who's 7-4, 5-4 for Lycola, 6-5 for Dark. 2-6 for BG Man, though, is holding true.
Swapping mags.
On the flip side, though, I mean, for Soul's Heart, it's a pretty even across the board. 6-5, 6-5 for DCH and Mark, 6-6 for I9, 4-5 for Mr. Punch, and 3-5 for Scatman. But he's also got 6 assists, so clearly he's involved. Feels like this round might be the knockout punch if you go 6-3 up here.
Yeah.
2 attacking rounds in a row.
After the attack.
And yeah, after the tactical timeout as well. This feels close to must-win territory for Fury, especially on Master and R6, which they failed to defend earlier in this half, back in round 7. Last time out, they had the Clash, and the Clash, of course, played by Crit J, who got that opening kill with the knife. They forego that now for the Warden. BG Man falls early, though, on that Azami.
located a bomb.
A free kill for Mr. Punch. No Kiba barriers, and a tough game now for BG Man. Continues to develop, now 2-7.
Double range hard bridge as well, so the transition from ops towards site here should be more comfortable for the attack. They'll probably shape for another default plant position. Losing the Azami bolsters their chance of making that work. Would be less protection on the site. Critch locked down to lobby stairs. The rest of the team progresses through ops. It's so important for Crit J to not die here, otherwise it unlocks a pathway
Yellow
for
ping.
control. 60 seconds.
I think it was a drone from Mark over towards main stairs that was providing some yellow ping intel. He's got 3 death marks available. Onto Crit J, though, the only target. There's also, yeah, there's that yellow ping in Master Office. I9 has good intel. So they know there's one on the other side of the mez, and they know there's one inside site. DCH does confirm the kill onto Solotic, who after a very fast start has slowed down a little bit, but there's 0 expectations on that player, and so far has exceeded him. Anyway, it's not on him. Dark just caught napping. Lycolas again in a position to try and save the day, but he too will falter, and Fury as a whole falling apart now on Lair. And there are those stark similarities to our first series. Orchid out of the blocks, first couple of rounds, things are looking great. Fury out of the blocks, first couple of rounds, things are looking great. And the map now, though, is going the way of Soul's Heart. Up 6-3, 3 map points here for Fury's map pick.
It is kind of funny just how similar this does feel to the Orchid game earlier on Consulate. Fury started out great on attack into Lair, won the first 2 rounds. Soul's Heart able to stabilize and now running away with it a little bit. Double shield ban at the 3/4 time break. Blackbeard and Clash, both of which have been influential at differing points. The Clash has seen a little bit of playtime. It was shown once in round number 7.
Yeah, and that
Blackbeard once in round number 8.
And it kind of had impact in that round as well. There was the Crit J round with the knife kill towards bot main. I think that we saw it probably have its best use though in the first half when it was played by I9. I9's Clash work, especially the smoke stall out Armory Hallway, his ability to defend Master and R6 as well, and be aggressive. You think when he got that double kill with the swing. So his Clash work was far and away superior, and so far, I mean, Soul's Heart have been far and away superior. As you said, at the very beginning of this
Starting
game,
to feel a bit more vindicated.
after the
Jake.
second round, you know, you're saying there's no world in which Soul's Heart should be losing a series such as this based on the evidence that we've had throughout group stage and even the early portion of the playoffs last weekend, and it looks as if the vindication for you has arrived.
And
6 of the last 7 rounds.
And the picture doesn't get much prettier for Fury going into this second map where Soul's Heart have shown good fight on board in this stage against good opposition.
And the picture looks like it's burning when you consider the substitute is the best performing player on the roster right now.
That's wild. I mean, they have plugged him into a frag heavy role, but I mean, again, despite that, it's pretty insane. This is a matchup where the spotlight should be on the Krichays of the world, right?
The spotlight certainly was on him, but for all the wrong reasons. It's never over till it's actually over. 3 rounds in a row required for Fury. See if they've got that within them, but they haven't won a round since the 5th round. As I said, 6 of the last 7 have gone the way of Soul's Heart. And if it wasn't for that 5th round, we'd be staring down the barrel of a 7-2, which was the scoreline that these two teams had last time on Border in the group stage. Dare I say, it looks like it could be similar here on Lair, and then, well, Border to follow again. Doesn't really lead with a lot of confidence.
Reload!
So heavy presence warehouse across, a lot of droning taking place. Kludge is available for Mr. Punch. They'll be useful against the Banshees, as well as the F-Not Mines of the BPC from Dark.
I do wonder if, I mean, Fury go out at this point, and the stage that they've had, for a team that's been together so long.
Ooh, that was a nice shot.
I shot from like Colas and stalls me from a little bit of that doom and gloom talk, but when do you start thinking about potential roster changes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Has this roster peaked and run its course?
Enemy entered detection.
And if so, what do you change?
You gotta go permanent 5th.
Oh. Oh, Mark! La, 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 la. It's done. Soul's Heart. Clean it up in swift fashion here on Lair. Far too dominant, far too good. I9 is chuckling. So is Mr. Punch. It's all happy days for Soul's Heart. 7-3 victors. They steal the map pick of Fury away. That really felt like a dagger through the heart.
It's gonna get personal. Don't give it to. Don't give it. That's what you get when you act the fool. You're gonna get hurt. Better watch your back. It's gonna get personal.
You know how they say it's not the destination, it's the journey?
And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And you know what?
They're right.
Honey, let me spill the tea on all these haters all love me. Broke up all the killing it, winning attitude. 당당하게 올라가, see my altitude. 나랑 맞서 싸우면 baby you would lose. If I wasn't me, I get it, I would hit me too. I can do it better, I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. 자신과 싸움에 스치면 야구르지. 매일매일 일어나서부터 보는 거지. Look in the mirror, say you're a winner. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. In a bad mood, 바꿔버려 in a hurry. 꿀꿀한 기분 털어버려, I don't worry. Get through the weather, feeling get better. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can do it better, I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger till I'm Tina, me not do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do that better. Banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger. Tina, me not do it better. Who could even do this better?
I can do it better, I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger.
주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
처음 본 순간부터 눈을 뗄 수가 없었어. 이 세상 하나뿐인 너 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까. Then you got me sinking low. 사랑이란 단어로 썸도 아닌 썸을 타며 행복한 줄로. 친구들이 다들 바보래. 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리. 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해. Honestly, 'cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you and me. 내 곁에만 있다면 baby can't you see.
หลังจากผมย้ายกับซีรีส์ได้เป็นอิสระขึ้นเยอะเลยครับ เพราะว่าไม่ต้องห่วงเรื่องหลังบ้านแล้ว ไม่ต้องทำเอกสารอะไรเองแล้ว โฟกัสได้กับการแข่งอย่างเดียว มีเวลาโฟกัสซ้อมมากขึ้น แล้วก็ทีมได้ทำการเปลี่ยนรูปแบบโครงสร้างของทีมมาเป็น full time มากขึ้น ได้มีการเพิ่มเวลาซ้อมของช่วงบ่ายช่วงเช้าเพิ่มมากขึ้นครับผมทำให้ตอนนั้นคิดว่าทีมเราน่าจะมีประสิทธิภาพมากขึ้นนะ แต่ว่าความเป็นจริงก็ในไลน์อัพแรกที่อยู่กับฟิวรี่เนี่ยไม่ค่อยประสบความสำเร็จเท่าไหร่ครับผมแพ้ทุกทีมเลยได้อันดับโล0 แต้มก็เลยทำให้มีการปรับเปลี่ยนหลังจากนั้น แล้วก็ในระหว่างที่ผมเล่นให้ฟิวรี่ในช่วงก็ตั้งแต่ก่อนแล้วก็ระหว่างเล่นด้วยเนี่ยจริงๆผมจะมีปัญหาส่วนตัวที่แบบว่าคนในทีมก็รู้แหละครับแต่ว่าผมก็แบบว่าไม่ได้เอาไปพูดเยอะเนาะก็เก็บไว้กับตัวเองแล้วก็คอยแก้ปัญหาตัวเองก็คือเรื่องของคุณพ่อครับในช่วงนั้นเนี่ยคือคุณพ่อผมเป็นเนื้องอกในสมองแล้วก็ต้องผ่าตัดขอร้องอยู่นานให้ไปหาหมอเถอะอะไรเงี้ยเพราะว่าเขามีอาการแบบว่าพูดติดๆขัดๆเริ่มเสียการสื่อสารอะไรเงี้ยมาสักพักแล้วจนในที่สุดก็ผ่าตัดได้ครับผมผ่าตัดสำเร็จแต่ก็มีปัญหาเกิดขึ้นนิดหน่อยแต่ว่าก็ยังปลอดภัยดี แต่ว่าก็มีผลข้างเคียงก็คือร่างกายซี่ข้างขวาเนี่ยจะแบบว่าไม่มีแรงแล้วก็อ่อนแรงอะไรเงี้ยทำให้ส่วนใหญ่ต้องนอนอยู่ห้อง แล้วก็ต้องถ้าอยากให้กลับมาเหมือนเดิมมันต้องคอยกายภาพครับซึ่งหน้าที่นั้นก็ตกเป็นของผมเองผมก็ต้องคอยดูคุณพ่อที่อยู่ที่บ้านไปด้วยเพราะว่าคนอื่นแบบว่าตรงว่าต้องทำงานครับมันก็ไม่สะดวกซึ่งผมนี้ก็ต้องซ้อมอยู่บ้านแล้วก็เลยได้เป็นดูแลคุณพ่อไปด้วยซ้อมไปด้วย ก็เป็นช่วงเวลาหนึ่งในชีวิตที่เหนื่อยอยู่เหมือนกันนะผมก็ซ้อมไปเรื่อยแล้วก็มีการปรับปรุงทีม Fury เนาะเราก็ได้เป็นไลน์อัพใหม่ที่ดึง i9 กับ BG Man เข้ามาซึ่งระหว่างนี้เนี่ยผมก็คอยซ้อมกับทีมคอยดูแลคุณพ่อไปด้วยแล้วก็ต้องบอกว่าในสเตจที่2ของปีนั้นเนี่ยพอเป็น i9 กับ BG Man เข้ามาช่วยเนี่ยเราทำผลงานได้ดีขึ้นครับแล้วก็ในสเตจสุดท้ายของปีในที่สุดเราก็ต้องบอกว่าทำความฝันของผมอย่างหนึ่งได้แล้วกันนะผมก็คือไปแข่งเมเจอร์ได้ก็เรื่องที่เสียใจในปีนั้นที่เหนื่อยใจก็คือในก่อนหน้านั้นที่แบบว่าได้ไปนิดเดียวเนี่ยคุณพ่อก็ได้เสียไปก่อนนะครับผมก็เสียด้วยอาการโรคแทรกซ้อนเป็นติดเชื้อในกระแสเลือดมันก็เป็นภาพที่หนักใจนะว่าเขาน่าจะไม่รอดแล้วก็เตรียมใจครับผมแล้วก็เวลานั้นมาถึงจริงก็ยังเสียใจอยู่นะครับผมอาจจะไม่ได้แบบในเวลาจริงแบบใครมาถามอะไรเงี้ยผมอาจจะแบบว่าไม่ได้ออกอาการมากแต่จริงๆก็คอยเสียใจอยู่ครับผมถึงแม้ผมจะระหว่างที่ดูแลอาจจะดูแลไม่ได้ดีมากแต่ก็เรียกว่าผมก็เต็มที่เท่าที่ผมทำได้ตอนนี้เขายังอยู่แล้วกันครับผมซึ่งหลังจากซึ่งเอาจริงผมก็แยกเรื่องนี้กับซ้อมได้ดีอยู่ครับผมก็เป็นผลทำให้เรายังสามารถได้ไปเมเจอร์ได้แต่ก็น่าเสียดายตรงที่พ่อก็ไม่ได้อยู่เห็นผมได้ไปเมเจอร์ครับ
Well, a very touching piece, but unfortunately for Fury, it's not really looking a whole lot better here either. Down a map in the series and facing elimination. Well, it was a good start on Lair. Great start, even. But alas, Soul's Heart really got things going, especially as a coordinated team. I think that was the difference in the opening map. You kind of look at the numbers across the board, like 9-6, 9-6, 8-6, 5-5, 4-6, and they didn't really dominate on the entry battles either. It was just a really good, solid team performance from Soul's Heart. Certainly just played the map and their operators a lot better. Crit J got 3 opening kills on Lair, had 6 kills overall, so 50% of his kills were opening kills. As we get the bans, Blitz Montaigne
I think
taken off the board.
Only one of those actually converted into a round win, correct? So,
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And the Colas even got the opening kill in the last round, but that too was not converted. So they had 3 opening kill rounds that they did not convert on Lair. So it left a little bit on the table. Zami Clash also banned out.
Attackers need to
So we head to border. And of course, as already been referenced a few times now, last time these two teams played in the group stage, it was a 7-2 victory for Soul's Heart on this very map. They start defense first up. And looking a little bit deeper into that particular game, it was 4 defensive rounds for Soul's Heart, followed by a flawless second half where they got 3 straight attacking rounds. And there'll be 2 attack rounds for Fury in that. I will say though, I mean, Solodic looked pretty decent on Lair, and the way he's essentially playing this fragging role, coming into a map like Border, if he continues to play at that level, that might give them a bit more firepower in comparison to what they would have had with Firelord last time out on this very map. So there might be room for improvement when it comes to Fury.
No, I would agree. He wasn't a hindrance really for them at all. In fact, he actually got them off to quite a good start.
He certainly did. Ended up having the most kills, 8 and 6.
Most in lobby or for Fury? Surely for Fury.
On I9 and Mark, they had 9 each. So it wasn't it wasn't a super frag heavy kind of map where someone went and dropped 15 or anything like that. BGA trying to sneak this clutch drone through the barbed wire undetected and in towards Office, and looks like he'll grab this bulletproof camera. He'll take that. Nice little start.
Yeah, that's really good work.
So Mark playing towards East Stairs and the Fenrir as Scatman plays the Mozzie towards security. Crit J down below, the only one inside of the building right now for Fury.
May look to help pinch from below to this East Stairs position. Rest of the team can...
Oh, that's unnecessary damage from Dark. Expecting maybe a re-pick after the gas babe thrown by Mr. Punch. Takes 2 ticks of that gas babe.
Crit J's closer below here. Mark under a lot of pressure.
He makes the cross. That was a risky run.
And doesn't get caught.
Space taken, though,
Still makes it across.
towards East Stairs as Dark now makes his way top waiting.
I'm reloading.
Well, if you're Soul's Heart, you're pretty happy with this round so far. You've gotten away with, yeah, essentially murder there.
I will say, though, for Fury, they've got themselves into a position where they've really opened up this office side of the map. Got East Stairs control. Solodic switched off of the Dockerby for the IQ. Just this is where you need to pick up the pace, but they have been stalled out by that gas babe, and Mr. Punch still has one more in pocket. Power of the smoke, very evident here.
Tango located. Second floor.
They still haven't dealt with Scatman's insecurity either. Obviously, Critch trying to deal with him from below. I'm really concerned with the remaining time in this round.
There's no pressure on the objective. Fury are going to need to start making acts of desperation, and Soul's Heart are going to capitalize.
It's not the easiest of objectives on border to attack into, but they've really just been stalled out. Those smokes denied the East Stairs push. They haven't cleared out security. Now there's more numbers as well around this position with the player at 90. It's an onslaught on border. A lot of what we saw on Lair now transfers over to the opening round of border. Soul's Heart continue their domination in this lower bracket quarterfinal.
Certainly not the worst attack ever. I think structure-wise it wasn't too bad, but execution-wise, allowing so many players to be able to peel and rotate off compromised positions really, really costs them. Like, the pressure over towards top east at the start was quite good, but they didn't capitalize with a kill. They didn't find anything over towards the likes of break. Security also wasn't flushed out correctly. The vert wasn't quite landing where it needed to. Just very small issues here and there, which compounded. They spent a lot of time trying to execute those plays, which meant that at the end they had 20 seconds to basically just run in and hope for the best, which
Never really works out at the top level.
Not the most optimal strategy against the Soul's Heart, who are comfortable on bank.
Camera ready to activate. Throwing F-Naught.
Just feels like the Soul's Heart. The only thing that may actually cost them this series is if they get a little too comfortable. A map like Border, sometimes you can feel like you've got the freedom to move around, be aggressive, and overplay the map sometimes. Really, as long as you just keep playing really good, disciplined, structured Siege, even here on Border. Clearly, they've got Fury where they want them in this series. That feels like the only way that Fury are going to get back into this is if Soul's Heart start kind of shooting themselves in their own foot.
Reloading!
If it runs on batteries, I see it.
So early drone work then here from the attack. Fury looking to identify maybe a potential weakness in this hold. They've established quite a few drones actually over towards security, and so Mark will need to be quite conscious of that. In fact, he's likely on drone right now. I can see BG flicking that. Solodic as well. Soul's Heart need to do, much like they did in the last round, a good job in stalling out the round, not giving away a pick for free, try and force some utility usage here from the attack, and then just peel out. Or at least try to when required. I believe that was a 1-1 trade. Dark takes out Mark, Mark takes out Dark. So pretty neutral in that regard. It does mean that the Fenrir management to the mid to late round now will be a little bit compromised for defense, but it's not horrible. And as we approach the midpoint of the round, it remains a 4 versus 4. Nitro pre-rip, but gets caught. Crit J would have been on the receiving end of that had it have landed at his feet. If the lineup was correct, it had every possibility of being the case, but he'll survive for now and convert later on. But once again, similar to the last round, as we encroach on the final minute, Fury is still quite a distance away from the objective. There's still some strongholds that haven't been particularly contested, like Fountain top floor, top east stairs.
Yeah, and nothing towards the site really either. This is an important battle. DCH stays alive. I mean, the one thing for Fury, though, is they've got themselves the player advantage now. If they can find another pick in the next, I'll say, 20 seconds or so, it'll really go a long way. R9 has been droned out on the other side of this castle barricade. He's got to be careful as well. Down the hallway coming was Crit J, and he does land a shot. Good pinch, good pressure. R9 felt stuck. And this is a round you've got to convert. And certainly now they should be able to convert in the 1v4 with 30 seconds. Should be rudimentary for Fury to get themselves around here on border. Well, you would hope.
Yeah.
And indeed, it will be that round secured.
Yeah, they didn't capitalize on their power positions that they had. A minute on the clock, and I think they got a little bit overzealous. We saw I9. For some reason, he's holding top east and then pushes all the way through to Mez and got caught in a very awful spot. The Fountain hold didn't really translate to much because the rest of the team was able to take that control off I9. So it crumbled a little bit there towards the end. But a good response from Fury. They remain competitive. It's a map where we have quite low expectations given the last head-to-head between the two and the way in which Fury sort of capitulated a little bit back in the lap. Good start for BG, 3 kills. Scatman as well responding with 3 of his own over the fence for third round. And this is one that I again think will still be a comfort for Soul's Heart. It's one that's heavily reliant on holding power positions, particularly on the vert. You want to be holding half wall and maybe box as well to some extent if you're playing the mirror. Security extension likely, or at least a possibility. Fury will need to look to break that down.
Good news though for Fury, already getting one attacking round has got them halfway to what they got last time. And an early round as well relieves a little bit of pressure. That's certainly been building after their loss on Lair.
Reloading.
IED scanning. Deploying short drone.
Bomb located by attackers.
This will be just a prep over the next minute or so. Deal with the utility, use the Roteros, try and get Dark involved on the Buck. And Solodic to find out where these Vault cams are located. So we've got the shock drones as well from BG Man, so expecting probably not a lot of confrontation in the next 30-40 seconds. This Crit J goes for a wander through break. He might catch someone here top floor. Default's already been shot out. 4 Nitrocells available for Soul's Heart in this round. No more Roteros as the Flores start with, like Colas will vacate. It's 3 opening picks in a row now for Soul's Heart. Of course, didn't convert in the previous round. As the punch will reposition over towards Fountain. So a strong presence top floor for Soul's Heart. Sight below them. Dark might be just thinking about a little push in towards Office. Nitro got thrown, but really to no proper direction. Mr. Punch feeling the heat and the pressure. Does lose that battle. DCH through Archives was able to get a trade. So keeps the advantage with Soul's Heart going into the final minute.
Yeah, Soul's Heart should be able to consolidate from where they are currently.
BG Man needs this pick.
Yeah, they've got to try and brute force Office here a little bit. They don't have Fountain presence defense, and that's now been droned, so they can push forward and try and trade out DCH. Ultimately, they want to try and find a clean pick.
Frag grenade, but he'll be able to avoid it. DCH clearly not panicking too much. He knows he can stay tucked in because Mark can watch the cross.
Yeah.
So even if they swing that doorway and clear him, Mark will get the trade. You can play that trade game now. And here it comes. Oh, good swing, good peek, and that was quick. No chance for the trade from Mark.
Sharp.
Sharp indeed. Round alive still here for Fury. Of course, the sight down below, but now you got to kind of beg the question, what do we do here? Like, do we try and clear out I9 in towards Armory?
Do they know he's there?
Well, yeah, they don't even look like they know he's there. Oh, I9 should be on for a freebie. And indeed, he will get Solodic, who had no idea this had not been properly cleared. Glasses activated. Damage onto Crit J.
Really
BG Man was there as well. And there's just no time to win this round now, though, for Crit J. Scatman to get the final bullets with the SMG-11. 2-1 up. Go, Soul's Heart.
Crit J's having to do a lot of work here, and he's trying his best. Did a good job to break the cross earlier, but then the rest of the team couldn't quite follow up. and they didn't have much of a read in towards the likes of Box and deeper through Armory, which made it very difficult to transition in towards site. Soul's Heart fall back, play the win con correctly. And as we prepare for round 4, it's an additional ban per side. Mirror and Twitch taken out, so they'll neutralize. The Mirror has been pretty influential, and so Soul's Heart try to protect that, and Fury say, well, you're not going to have it.
That moment there when Critchay got that swing peak kill, I thought maybe there's a chance still for Fury, but even at that point, 30 seconds, you hadn't really got any kind of presence down below. You still had to clear Armory. It just comes the time factor again for Fury, and I think that's probably been their shortcoming so far in this series, is clock management. Just really not kind of getting into their attacking routines as quickly as they need to, which is, when you look at the contrast, the opening 2 rounds of Lair. 2 minutes 24 and 2 minutes and 2 were their opening picks. They were aggressive, they were fast, they kind of really broke through the lines of Soul's Heart quickly. Ever since those 2 rounds, we've not seen that from Fury. They're getting stalled out, they're getting pushed back, they're not able to break through those lines. Not getting these rounds to fashion out in a quicker fashion. They're just looking like a team that's probably running out of answers as to what they can actually do. And then you start to overthink, and then you start to overwork, and you look at Critchay in that previous round, and it's like he's trying to do quite a lot. That's too much for one player.
Gotta reload.
So the Brava are introduced for the 4th round. And that will be an important tool against the Fenrir, possibly even the Electro Claws and the Mozzie Pests as well.
Scanning for electronics.
Of course, the first time we've seen Brava appear in this half, we saw a bit of a reliance on the Twitch to counter the Bira, but they were cancelled out in the ban phase, and so that is a reflection of this new system that we're in, where the dynamic can shift for the final 3 rounds of the half and play out a little bit differently to the rounds preceding it. Fury getting stalled on the fringe, as is classic here on Order. Not wanting to risk that first move being an opening kill against them. Scatman inside of security, a bit of aggro. Dark elsewhere. Small fight. Shots landing onto him. Ranged hard breach over towards the 90 corridor will perhaps weaken that security hold a little bit. Also, Critchay on the bottom 4 seeking information as Dark again takes another hit of damage. Missed Punch contesting that hallway despite the wall being opened up. But not overpeaking. I think that's been one of the strengths of Soul's Heart for the majority of this map so far, is the fact that they're contesting enough to pressure, but not overpeaking to the extent where they give away free picks.
Minute left already. I mean, it's around this point now, if you really wanted to, for Soul's Heart, you could look to get a little bit more aggressive.
Good drone.
Push deeper positions, and Scoutman, well, off of that drone, you probably expected a little bit more. There's the slow walk across from Dark, and he will get punished. Scoutman wanted to quickly get the confirmation, but knows there's one more over towards Break. Now does get the confirmation kill. Knows where one of the 3 players are. In fact, make that 2 players. There's 1 below, there's 1 Break. Calls that out to the team. 40 seconds left. Solodic is, of course, on the exterior. But again, it's this time factor. DCH thought, okay, maybe they're going to be pushing security. He will fall back. Oh, he's got the read. Oh!
He did see him.
The timing, it's everything. Will he go back and check that properly? Solodic a little bit closer now. Critchay making his way up main stairs, and no, DCH didn't give that position the respect it really deserved. He just kind of went for a wide swing. Flash out, Warden glasses activated for a little bit of time now. Has a Nitro available, but knows there's 1 close. Can he get a rip, send? He goes for the Nitro on the close angle. That's going to get shot. An intriguing decision from I9, but honestly, in a 1v3, like, he probably is not winning that round. Big for Fury, just to keep themselves alive here.
Yeah, good work early there from Scatman over towards security. He was able to find a couple of picks. Able to withstand the pressure from the vert. The finish was a little bit sloppy, but still got the job done. And then Soul's Heart capitulated elsewhere, opened up opportunities for the push over towards my breach, bit of pressure, beepers, etc.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as
So
many bombs as
overall,
they can.
actually shaped up to be quite a decent attack for going that initial push to the break. So they keep things interesting. 2-2 scoreline, continuing to fight. Over to Tullers and Buffin for this following round. So Soulside just need to be careful here, not let this multiply into a lead for Fury. I suspect that attacking is going to continue to be a challenge for both sides. And when you consider Soulside attacking win rate being not amazing, it is important that they do have that lead heading into the second half,
Attackers are
irrespective of their
moving out to
opponent.
locate a bomb and defuse it.
That's not mine, God.
Setting a trap mine.
Base deployed. RC radio out.
Good spot from Critchay on the drone.
Throwing cells.
Mark spotted in security.
Let's cause some chaos. Watch your ears.
Well, interesting. They go for the barricade open up to send the Con Hive Watcher bees in, but I wonder if they might have been better off trying to go for the kill. Does push Mark out of security. 9-9, that's super aggressive. We were talking in the previous round that Soulsheart haven't been giving their lives away, but well, in this instance, I9 has gone for that, and it does not work out. It gives Fury a really good look in now in this 5th round. This will be the first time that Fury have found an opening kill on border. I have a 5-on-4 for the first time in this half. Can they convert and find a crucial 3rd attacking round?
Yeah, the drone work has been quite impressive in this half so far. We still have 7 up as well for the remainder of the 5th as we encroach on the halfway point. It's being patient at the moment. Still 2 summons as well, so hard breach available. Critjay will be eventually looking to get to work on a bit of vert as required, although there's not really too much pressure below him at the moment. It's a focus on the horizontal clear. You got Mr. Punch retreating off this mark as well. Oh, Mr. Punch almost caught. Certainly caught by a surprise.
He's got to
able
drop.
to survive, and yeah, we'll just fall back. That's smart. Mark as well will vacate above.
Yeah, consolidate site. There's a minute left. You've lost control above. And Mark goes for the peak for information. Yeah, Fury look like they're just starting to switch on a little bit here. Punishing some of these mistakes from Soul's Heart. And certainly now in probably their most dominant round that we've seen from them since the opening 2 rounds of Lair. Which I guess that would be considered the good news for Soul's Heart, is that this has not really been all that common from Fury, but boy, is it being devastating. And this is going to be 2 attacking rounds in a row. And really opens up this map now. Scatman by himself. Oh, he can't even get the kill onto PG, man. Sometimes that SMG-11 can be a wild beast to control. And Solotic will get the final kill of the round. Flawless for Fury, 3-2 lead. And already better than what they did last time on this map against Soul's Heart. And signs of life. There's a pulse.
Yeah, important now for Soul's Heart to claim his final defensive round. Got to try and do a better job, I think, in shutting down some of the info gathering from Fury. Their drone work's been quite solid, and they're acting on that info pretty cleanly. They're often finding a pretty vacant part of the map and then being able to exploit from that position.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Soul's Heart need to be a little bit more conscious of that. We return to Armory and Archives after the Teller's bathroom attempt. Soulside have done a pretty good job, especially Scatman, who typically has that role in shutting down this security corner of the map. But there have been some weaknesses elsewhere, probably most notably top east has been a bit of a struggle for them, and then Office tends to capitulate.
So it doesn't help in the last round that I9's gone for a run out and just died straight away.
Yeah.
And then the peak from bottom these stairs. So it's just these little things that Soul's Heart have certainly given over to Fury to get them back into a position where they can compete on this map. Arcanaz, of course, was won by Fury in the 4th round. Scatman looking to play bot lane towards Customs rather than security this time on the Mozzie.
That little brain.
Does show presence and looks to go back up main. And he takes a bit of damage on his way back up towards security. Overall, not really successful on the Mozzie lurk down below from Scatman to come back to this very position where he has been playing so much in this half, but now very low on health. Oh, but he finds the angle onto Crit J.
He's looked good here.
I was about to say as well, for Crit J playing the buck there, it's not like he needs to do too much damage. That'll make it 5 of 6 rounds that the opening kill has gone the way of Soul's Heart, but they haven't really been converting on their advantages. And Mr. Punch losing his life pretty freely to Dark negates that early opening kill. All tied up, 4 versus 4 with 90 seconds in the round. Again, not too bad here from Fury. No real map control though. Haven't cleared out Scatman from security. And maybe could be lulled into this trap again of that clock management that has cost Fury in rounds prior. Need to make sure that from here they start to really ramp up their pacing.
Yeah, looking for east stairs control now. BG Man rotates below to go up the stairs. Solodic will help clear, while Stark will probably be tasked with contesting or at least cutting off Scatman. I know, though he does find like Colos. Not entirely sure what his position was. Maybe a little bit over towards the balcony, but either way, it's a pick for Soul's Heart and an advantage for the final 45 seconds.
BG Man stall out towards east. Falcon canister will pop.
Breaching with Selma.
Still a nitro as well for Scatman. He's over towards security and hasn't really moved for the last 40 seconds. Nor have they really sent anyone over there to deal with him. And again, it's just going to be this time stall out for Fury that's gone against them. They can't really clear Mark. He's stuck, but it takes a bit of time to still clear him. Bees go out, entry gets made in through the window in towards officers, and Mark is just prone in the corner. Solodic is by himself, and we tie the half at 3-3.
Yeah, good way to put a bow on that half from the defense. Soul's Heart doing a great job at establishing, especially crossfires there throughout the late round. Scatman did his job early round over towards security. I now found a freebie onto like Colos on the opposing side of the map as well, and that made the final push quite a challenge. They didn't really have the required utility or positioning to be able to make a meaningful play in towards Office, which was this time around held quite well by the defense. We switch halves, and so the second ban phase, or technically the third, I suppose. Monty Mirror. Mirror was the third ban alongside Twitch back in the first half after round number 3. Oddly enough, only saw playtime in that third round, but it was still an influence that Fury didn't want to deal with. Soul's Heart not wanting to deal with it from the offset. Second ban's likely to probably be the Blitz and maybe, I was going to say maybe Kaid or Bandit, but it will be Castle, so additional laying of utility. Castles are pretty powerful in some of the map extensions that you'll see typically over towards like the likes of Security and Break Room. So 3-3 scoreline. Shuri looking to fight for their spot in stage 1.
Yeah, it's a survival fight now. Last time out on this map, though, they got no defensive rounds against Soul's Heart. Now that you think about top floor Armory Archives, like surely you can get 1 or 2 of those, and that might get you to 5 rounds. How the other side's going to go, hard to say. But for the second map running, it is a 3-3 half. It was an attacking onslaught, though, from Soul's Heart on Lair in the second half. Saw them win 4 straight. Could they do something similar here on Border? Or is there more life left in this series? Right, Haven Labs, the decider. Fury must get there if they are to stay alive in the playoffs. Look at the series overview right now. Solodic 13-9, Scatman 13-9, leading all comers. It's interesting though, Solodic, for all of his fragging prowess, He's 0-0 entry. He hasn't been in any entry engagements. He's the only player in the server that has not featured in that statistic.
And he shouldn't feature this round. He's on the smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. His defensive role is very much more the hard support. He's not really going to want to feature in the entries, but I would have thought on some of his attacking rounds playing Ash and Zoph, maybe he just doesn't have that license to be first in. I9,
Yeah,
good angle.
That's really smart.
Really, really solid angle in towards Passport. Gets rid of Dark. Another opening kill for Soul's Heart. Make that now 6 of the 7 rounds in their favor. And another early one as well. Outside of 2 rounds, they've all been around the 2-minute mark.
Going after their camp.
And hacked cameras as well, courtesy of the Dockerby from Mr. Punch. Ooh, hello, boys.
That's pretty valuable. BG Man and Solodic actually retained their positions, oddly enough, over towards that 90 corridor.
Selma sequence activated.
Yeah, really trying to defend 90 and security right now are Fury. Mark trying to make his way in through break. Has yellow ping intel. Wants to flush out this position towards security. Double frag grenade. Forces Crit J into action. He can slip back now, but does need to be wary of below. Salma was thrown at this 90 wall, and it will open it up. He goes prone, and Crit J's up against fighting some demons right now, and the prone work has been decent work. Logic Bomb as well is ringing, plus red ping intel. Crit J is just fighting demons in this corner, and it's like Colas that helps alleviate those demons. Mark trying to confirm the kill. Finally, they get it done, but at what cost? It's a 3v3. Fury are fighting here in this 7th round. So much pressure is certainly on them from the utility of Soul's Heart. No logic bombs left. Smokes and flashes available, but still a gas babe and a nitrocell for the defensive team. And not a lot of time now for Soul's Heart. That's going to be against them.
Probably got a shape for Armory Plant here, I would imagine. I9 can creep beepers, his mainstays currently. And so there's a big reliance on BG Man here for Fury.
Feel like a big reliance as well on just the ability to find that first kill. And Mr. Punch can't do that on the Dockerby. Scatman will swing ball. Fury defend vigorously after so much pressure in the mid-round, especially with all of the information provided by the Dockerby hacked cameras. So the battle towards security really was Crit J's ability to just stay alive under so much pressure for so long. That kept Fury in this round. They go 4-3 up and just edging a little closer to that 3rd map.
Yeah, he soaked up a lot of pressure, allowed the likes of like Colas to help cover. BG Man aggressed breach and caught Mr. Punch in a bit of a lull who didn't cover it correctly, and that resulted in another pick.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Good from Fury, showing fight on the map where we least expected it. Thought that this would be even more one-sided than the 7-3 pack on Lair. But they not going down without a fight, really embodying the spirit of this team and roster that they've had for a few years now, it must be said. As Tello's in play for round number 8 rather. Interestingly, the Tuber out has been brought here by defense, so Kujay looking for a bit of stall util. I do wonder where specifically he's wanting to utilize this. I mean, in an extreme case, it could be to be solo proficient on the office single wall, maybe. He's currently posted top east at the moment, though, so we'll see. Maybe even just call that util passport wall. I don't quite know, but we'll see.
It's been a rough map for Mr. Punch, 2-7. Playing the Dockerby, can he get a little bit more involved as this map progresses? Suddenly Fury are just finding that little bit of fight that's within this roster. Remember, this is a do or die elimination game. Soul's Heart would not want to go to Nighthaven Labs and give Fury a look in to get out of this series alive at their expense. But they've been much better here on board than I think we originally anticipated. Aggressive though from Crit J, overly aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
They throw away some lives at the start. Dark and Crit J thought about that balcony run out, and they're both going to fall. It gives Soul's Heart an extreme advantage now in this 8th round to tie things up.
Two massive pieces of utility as well off the board so early.
Just not needed. But like Colas, he's been steady. And does steady the round for them at a time where it looks like it was well and truly getting away. So Lotto taking a little bit of a beating towards officers. It's got BG Man close by, so like Colas is playing by himself, and that's all that he needs. The veteran, another big kill, another one at the hallway, but missed the punch. Finds 2 in this round after finding only 2 in the 7 rounds prior. Mark will finish it off, and we are tied once again. Back and forth we go on border.
Yeah, probably can be labeled as one of the bigger throw rounds we've seen so far. Crit J got extremely aggressive at the beginning. Dark followed it up and died early for a 2nd round in a row. So things just reset naturally. 4-4 scoreline. But it's now the tertiary in play. Vent Workshop offers an opportunity for Soul's Heart to maybe compound the pain a little bit here. Fury not going to reattempt, as is such a case in the modern meta. We typically don't see any site reattempted.
Defenders,
We
protect
haven't
your bombs
seen
from being defused by attackers.
much in the way of a direct attack at all throughout this series. It has been very map clear heavy, and so I do wonder if it's in the back of the minds of Soul's Heart here to maybe go for something a little bit more aggressive and direct to try and catch off Fury from a tempo standpoint.
Attackers have
Initial
discovered
picks
the
though suggest
location
that
of a
is
bomb.
not going to be the case. So unless they identify something in the prep phase that tickles their fancy and we see a repick or two, it's going to be another map clear. Now considering the Brava, that will be in response to the double B or triple B PC setup. And then Banshees and F not mines as
10
well.
seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attackers' objective is to defuse
Hard to
the
really
bomb.
actually get a grasp as to where this map is heading in terms of a result. There's no real momentum that's been built up. Over the last 4 rounds, 2 apiece. Back and forth. No one's been able to get 2 rounds since Fury did back in rounds 4 and 5. The one statistic that is really damning, though, is the 7 out of 8 opening kills in favor of Soul's Heart. Like, they're really dominating these early rounds. Just haven't quite been converting them. 3 of those 7 have not been converted. So they've had 5-on-4 advantages. To be fair, one of those rounds was an instant trade, so you could make it, I guess, 2 rounds, so they had a significant advantage. Rob's gone back into the snack room again for, I think, the 5th time already. There are 2 best-of-3s by the end of tonight, Rob. Food's not going anywhere.
He's a big man, he needs a lot of fuel.
It's a big tank. They bring the Glaz.
Whoa,
By the way, they have no smokes for this Glaz now. And there's no Dockerby either, like Colas breaking this little opening kill streak that Soul's Heart have been developing. And he got a 2nd. It was a trade, but it's still a win against the Blackbeard. That's a huge start to the round from like Colas. So Lotte can't win his battle though against DCH, but he does get the ace very, very low. And again, there are no smokes for Scatman to play off of here on the Glaz. So the SMG is out.
The weird instance where they have site control, but they don't feel comfortable planning. The entire defense is up above.
Got to try and find an angle and just hope for the best here. DCH maybe thinking about just getting him to watch the hatch, and so far this might be the best play. Hole opened up above. Well, it looks as if this will be a converted plant though. DCH does lose his life for it. Good information here for Scatman. Oh, but Crit J wins the battle against Mark. You thought maybe you could time the battle, going for these shoulder peaks. Good turnaround, but there's another one. Bot main stairs, and Dark times it nicely. 5-4, Fury edging closer to a 3rd map. Vaughn's just chilling in the background.
He's looking very chill.
He
this
looks
entire
very,
series.
very relaxed. There you go. There's the fist bump. There's the
Happy
smile.
too. Happy with how that one played out. Yeah, Fury backed themselves on the third and made it work. I mean, respect to them. It can be a risky play style, especially when you are forced to then retake in the post. It's not easy in Siege, but...
I mean, you lost DCH immediately as soon as he gets that plant down, and then Mark loses his battle.
Mark had to win that fight.
Mark had to win that fight, and then suddenly it's far more winnable
And then
for
there
Soul's
may have
Heart.
even been a world where he gets that and he could have halved like top east and then retake convert or something crazy, but... Yeah, not to be.
So the bans come through. Dockerby and Azami will be no longer available for selection. And still, Soul's Heart have not won 2 rounds in a row on this map at all. First round, third round, sixth round,
Attackers need to
eighth round.
locate and defuse as many
It's
bombs
been
as they
few
can.
and far between in terms of consistency from Soul's Heart. If they want to win this one in regulation, they now need to win 3 straight. So where's that going to come from? Starting to just feel like Fury's turning the tide. And how would they then therefore go on Nighthaven Labs? Honestly, we would have no idea. And this was the map that I was probably more confident in for Soul's Heart than even Lair. And they won Lair far more convincingly.
I'm reloading. Throwing mine. Wall secured.
It's ready to defend.
So it's Armory for round 10. Again, Crit J Task is playing one of the key positions here on Border. If it was the security run out to contest both the entry to break, but also the balcony outside.
Both of these two teams played Nighthaven Labs for what it's worth. Very recently in the upper portion of the playoffs, it was a 7-5 loss for Fury against Elevate. That's competitive. But even better for Soul's Heart, they beat Weibo on the map itself. But that was the weird game. It was all attack. It was 5 attacking rounds for Weibo, then 5 attacking rounds for Soul's Heart. No one could defend the map.
F not ready to go.
Quite strange. Not trying to speak it into existence, but it becomes more relevant for every round that Fury do muster up.
Deploying the drone.
Bit of a slow start here for Soul's Heart. Now looking to
Oh.
contest though, and like Colos will fall. He's trying to peel from that top east stairs position, now claimed by Soul's Heart, but gets caught. I think a lot of this is going to rest on the shoulders of Crit J over towards security.
Yeah, playing that Scatman role that we saw in the first half. This time on the Fenrir. Can duck back in over
Oh, okay, so
towards Armory.
Well, Mr. Punch is going to rejoin that immediately, and security will be called clear. They'll take that control.
Selma sequence activated.
This Blackbeard can be very influential as well when pushing the site.
Crit J now down below main lobby for a flank potential, but caught.
Almost trying to do a little too much there again from Crit J. Like, there's a minute left. You probably don't need to drop down. Play site, more bodies on more numbers on the site itself. Now in Fountain looking to get cleared out is Dark. Hasn't really got a lot of support. Mark thought about pulling out his own weapon, but put the shield back up. Gets into a better position, and up close. Good swing from Mr. Punch. Good clear onto Solotic. BG Man in a 1v5. Not happening. It's 5-5. All tied up. Flawless from Soul's Heart. And we continue to go back and forth. Since the 5th round, it's been Fury, SH, Fury, SH, Fury, SH. There is not a lot of consistency. But Soul's Heart will look to try and break that now going into the 11th round and seek for the first time on this map a 2-round win streak. For that, it would also give them match and series point. Huge round coming up and no tactical timeout
Attackers
taken
need
by
to locate
Fury.
and defuse bombs.
Yeah, I don't know what you would really discuss about that round outside of maybe the Crit J flank
I wouldn't even
attempt, right?
discuss the round. I'd just say, what are we doing here, boys?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, more time preparation for this one, right?
Bathroom and Towers. The second time in the half. Last time one out by Soul's Heart.
Yeah, which is why maybe the tactical
In fact, it hasn't-
should be used.
It hasn't been successfully defended by either team so far on this map. And it's been played 3 times prior to this. Fury won it twice. Soul's Heart won it once. All of those on the attack.
Barricaded.
Here we go. At 5-5, your playoff life is now in the hearts of a round. Oh, sorry, in the hands. In the hands of a round that no one has been able to defend this site. That is a daunting task, and you don't take attack to kind of talk things over. Vaughn has got some incredible trust in his troops. He's too
just
chill.
a chill guy.
He's just a chill guy in the background.
I guess he just hasn't seen anything to suggest that they need it.
Throwing Selma. Get ready for the breach.
Yes, you do hold it that if you do lose this round and 6-5 down, then the round after that you can take the timeout going into the 12th. This is free. There's no one on site. Not only is he getting information, but he also got a little bit of utility.
Yeah, only the one BPC. BG Man still has his in pocket. Perhaps tactically to place down late. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Currently contesting over towards break room at the moment. Again, Soulsheart not showing the interest in fast direct hit. We haven't seen it from either team throughout this entire series. Both have been very much dedicated to the util and the map clear. So Shock Drone's time to shine now. DCH looking for utility and claims a default of maybe an F not mine. Didn't quite catch it.
It was 90 default.
Was it? Okay. I like this lurk from I9.
Yeah.
I don't know how dated the info he's playing off is though.
There's no real objective to clear above though from Soul's Heart. I mean, it's Fury on the defense. They will have that vert to the end of this round. Dark though loses his life. Oh, and like Coles just gets overwhelmed as well. Now, there was one trade back, but Quick J gets caught long angle, bound by Scatman towards main lobby, and Scatman finds another one as well. As BG Man was trying to, well, shuffle on over towards the site and help out. Solodic now in the 1v4 for the substitute replacing Farlord. He's got too much of a task here. A good read, a good game sense to catch DCH. Opens up a little bit more of an angle. But that Blackbeard, as soon as he comes around the corner. Oh, he got both! He got both! The substitute making the impact play to maybe give Fury match point advantage. He's got 25 seconds. He's got plenty of time.
Scatman just needs to be patient. Do not give him the audio cue, but he is shuffling.
Well, Farlord could never! It's a quad from Celotic!
Oh, does he find the diffuser?
Wait, no, wait. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. Oh, Hart was pounding. He's made the clutch of his life to give Fury map point.
Feels like we finally had some excitement tonight. What a way to kick it off. Jeez.
That is a monstrous moment for a substitute for a team on the brink of elimination, and while that round was at match point, it sets it up now for Fury, stolen away from Soul's Heart, who must now force overtime.
Jeez. Let's watch that one back.
I mean, even that first kill there onto DCH to have the read and talk about impact.
And then the wallbang.
We don't have the comms for this one, but you can see it on their faces. Look at Vaughn. He's like, hang on. He's like, he doesn't know where the kid is.
Could you imagine he wins and it doesn't find the kid? I'd cry.
Oh, I can't imagine, because he does find it, and luckily he had enough time. If there was less time and he's wandering around and he doesn't know where it is, that could have been quite something.
Well, they defend the undefendable site.
10 seconds.
They do, and in a 1v4 post plan of all ways as well from the substitute. You couldn't script it. Now, will that be enough momentum carried over into this 12th round to secure them the map and send us to Nighthaven Labs? For what would be, I think, really a 50-50. Both teams have played it.
At this point.
Both teams competitive on it.
Reloading.
It would set us up here for our final match of the lower bracket quarterfinals. Daystar won earlier against Team Orchid today. They await the winner of this game to see who they'll be playing later tonight. Because Weibo elevate in the upper bracket final directly after this match. Question is, will it be in about 10 minutes or maybe an hour and 10 minutes? Seoul's Heart just need to collect themselves here. They would know, and no one would have to tell them. They threw that round away.
Bit early control over towards top east from the Blackbeard though, and that will pose a threat. Mike contemplating his next move.
Solodic is now officially the top fragger in the lobby for this series.
Oh, there. I'm stunned. Where has he been all stage?
On the bench. 90 seconds left in the round though, and Seoul's Heart, well, they're starting to get some decent presence over towards these stairs. They haven't really made a lot of headway elsewhere. Dark getting aggressive. He can go for the right Claymore though. No! Dark! He just got tunnel focused in on the player. And even as he vaulted, you could see from his perspective, he was like, oh no, I've seen the lines. Try and turn around and shoot it. And that might cost them. But while Solodic is still alive, there's always a chance. A creep up main stairs from I9. CritJ Insecurity has to make the run back over towards Armory. I9 can follow suit. He knows it's clear. Freebie indeed from I9. Entering to Fountain. Deals with Solodic. The super sub is down. So it's like Hollis and CritJ to try and confirm this map. CritJ, can he activate the most important of times?
So much pressure on CritJ. Like Colas, low on HP, but he plucks one.
He's been good in the clutches so far on this map, like Colas, proving to be that veteran who's got the leadership to maybe get them through. Marcus still on that Blackbeard though. The frag grenade is perfect. CritJ maybe to follow suit from the sub who gave him the script to follow for this match point round. With 14 seconds left, the Blackbeard is the nuisance who's got the kit, but it's Scatman. Scatman sends this to overtime on border. Oh, little wipe of the brow, little wipe of the forehead for Scatman. I know they're sweating this one out. Double defense for Seoul's Heart as we head to OT. The first time in this series.
Going to be Armory Lockers to kick things off. And the band's flipping back to what they were in that first half.
Attackers need to
So
locate and
Azami,
defuse as many bombs as
Clash,
they can.
Mirror, Blitz, Monty, Twitch. Can Seoul's Heart clutch this map up after that remarkable clutch itself from Solodic to give Fury a map point, only for it to be snatched away with a clean attack in that final round, that 12th round of regulation. Is this the round we see something direct? I'm starting to think it's a possibility. Fury with some aggro repicks, the Rayora in play, Sense, Blackbeard. Are they thinking about something direct over towards Archives? Now, it's important to consider that it's absolutely stacked, that plant position with Goyo utility, so could be a challenge. They have spawned on the opposing side, so maybe Armory is the play, but who knows? The Sense could also just be a crucial tool in helping to gain a bit of map control, some coverage. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ultra-aggressive style of play. Scatman again in security. He's played this position well so far. He's up to 13 kills. Fury need to be very, very disciplined in this clear.
Uses his Mozzie Pest. One thing that Fury have done well though is not feed him any drones. Talk about being targeted. Deathmark, Logic Bomb, and Scatman knows that the rush into security was coming and he vacates rather quickly.
Yeah.
Really good read. But does give security over to Fury. Really good clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the risks you run without banning the Daemon. Sometimes you just have to fortify map control. It's the percentage play, and you can deal with it later in the round. Mr. Punch lurking. Nitro Soul in hand.
Mr. Punch is going to be the one that's going to make or break this round if he keeps going forward through break,
Oh,
which he
they have
doesn't.
a really good cam here.
So he's down below first floor. But he could make his way towards main stairs.
Here we go, bang.
Belt cam, and bang indeed. The explosive nature of that nitrocell gets us off. And Mark, well, doubles down, and it's a fallback from Lycolis. He's almost retreated back a little bit.
I don't think Soul's Heart are going to overpeak this.
I'm reloading.
It's too much on the line.
Needs to get a bit of help. Where are these ROUs? Where's that sends that Solotic is currently running through break?
Scatman has Nitro up close too.
Oh, you've got to get that one. Allow the cross, and you will then have to deal with him later. Lycolis wants to make this entry in. We'll talk about a frag grenade. Explosives everywhere here in this overtime round. Deathmark to come out onto Scatman, so he'll be spotted out close. Mr. Punch still towards bot main. Can have an influential moment in this round. Crit J with the Vendetta, though, deals with Scatman as he was marked out. So Mr. Punch has to start making a decision about walking up main stairs, and he will do just that.
So 15 on the clock, Solotic Diffuser in hand.
He's watching it.
Difficult cross to break here for Fury.
It's all about the timing. Oh, what a shot from
Round
Mr.
over.
Punch. That's kicked
Oh, wait.
down on the floor. Hang on a second, though, in a 2v1 with 4 seconds. Running, though, and sprinting was Crit J. The Blackbeard comes and saves the day. Round was not over, guys. It's never over for Fury. They fight to the death. They have stolen some critical rounds on Border. And they're 1 round away from Nighthaven Labs.
They've done it again.
Done it again, those cheeky buggers.
How long was on the clock there?
3 seconds.
Jeez. I mean, when the diffuser was down, I was like, bang, round over. And then I was like, oh, shit, that's
2v1,
not quite the
hang on,
case.
not quite. You can hunt down quickly.
Yeah. I mean, Mark, understandably, he didn't really have anywhere to run there. He had to take
No.
on the fight.
There was nowhere to go. And if he had turned around and started to run away, he'd just get shot in the back.
Exactly.
All set to jam the meridian.
Crazy, crazy finish here. And despite everything, the one constant has still been these opening picks. 13 rounds played, 11-2 in favor of Soul's Heart. But it's now 5 of those rounds that have not converted the opening advantage.
Dark has been the opening death 3 rounds in a row.
It's the late rounds that Fury have been at their best. Like Cole's in the late round, Solotic in the late round. Like Cole's up to 12-8. But 1-3 on the entry. Really, that feels like the circuit breaker. If Lycolis is still alive late round, he's so impactful. But if he dies early in these entry battles, which has been, well, prevalent. And let me actually have a look at this. So Lycolis death, it was a round win for Soul's Heart. Lycolis death, it was a round win for Soul's Heart. Lycolis death, it was a round win for Soul's Heart. If Lycolis dies early, Fury's ability to maintain strong advantage in the late round, well, it does then falter. I just have that feeling Nighthaven Labs is calling.
I'm reloading.
Tiny Cam shot out by Mr. Punch. Claymore sat down. Are there any more twists
Deploying jammer.
on this map of Border? Dare I say, Lair wasn't really all that spicy. Border has turned up that level to the max.
Cover me.
Yeah, Soul's Heart posturing for the clear above here. It's a triple stack armory from the defense. This round will be won or lost on the top floor. Good scouting from Mr. Punch, information gathered. Still no gunfight.
Opening kills have been minute 50, minute 30, 1 minute, 1 minute 22, 1 minute 22.
Okay, they drop. Okay, so the battle will not take place on this top floor. Forfeit control.
Oh, I9 as another
BG
opening
couldn't get
pick.
out.
Crit J will fall. Now, Lycolis and Celotic are still up for Fury on the defense, but no, Lycolis is down. So now it's a 5v2. Make it a 5v1. Well, Celotic got a 1v4 before. He now needs to do one extra. He can't do that, not in his capabilities. Flawless from Soul's Heart on the brink of a third mapper. They bring out one of their better rounds. We go to 15.
Bands will flip. It's round 15.
Looked back, by the way, that opening round of overtime. 1 second was left on the clock, and they got the kill. Seven.
Who takes it?
Attackers have located a bomb.
Well, if you want the, my heart says Soul's Heart based on the way that they've played in terms of the overall play. But again, ever since round 5, no one has won 2 in a row, which means it's Fury's turn to win.
New camera feed up and running.
I already kind of said it before, but yeah, quite literally back and forth. No one has won 2 rounds in a row since rounds 4 and 5. And since then, 1 for 1 all the way until this moment. Who won the last round? Soul's Heart. Who wins this next round? Well, based on the numbers, it's Fury. Spoiled it.
Great analysis.
Thank you. So I can, like, based on what we've seen so far, Soul's Heart will get the opening pick. Fury's going to win the round.
Event Workshop successfully defended on one occasion by Soul's Heart in the first half. They only played it once. DCH got the opening pick onto Lycolis on that occasion. It was at the 2-minute mark as well. So there was some early round aggression, and that doesn't seem to be the case this time around. It's a little bit more tapered back. Glad to see an appearance in combination with the Capital, so there's going to be a big smokestack here for Fury to try and exploit. Celotic impacting elsewhere. So prep work just at the moment here. Nitro Cell onto Crit J does not land. Mr. Punch retreats. Crit J is very much stalking his horizontal control, looking for maybe an opening pick. Don't know if he'll necessarily get a lot of value from the sledge from this position, but perhaps those frag grenades could have impact. So we're top floor, not bottom floor. Okay.
Yeah, Fury's won this top floor twice, though.
So ignore my stats there about vents, but so an interesting position for Crit J to be lurking here on the sledge. And we'll vacate. So minute 10, and I think they are ultimately posturing for an Archives hit here, surely. Lycolis on the balcony, unless he's maybe going to solo lurk in that position, he can be self-sufficient on the smokes and the rest of the team can hit elsewhere. Make it difficult for those in Archives to have impact. That is a possibility. Diffuser is being rotated for an armory hit.
I think they want to get Crit J the long angle through the Archives door. I don't think that necessarily means, though, it's 100% Archives, but Crit J's gone a long way away around. Indeed, maybe bringing that diffuser over towards...
What are they doing?
40 seconds left, guys. Come on. Your playoff life is on the line here.
So it's
Decisions gets dropped over to Lycolis, and Dark gets caught by DCH. Big pick to begin. Another opening kill for Soul's Heart, but it's all set up now for Fury, surely to follow the script. They just send it in, and it might just very well work. DCH traded, a 9-9 will fall, and it's a 3v3. Nitro thrown out as a hope and a prayer.
No diffuser.
Nothing, though, has connected off the back of that. As you said, no kit at the doorway towards Archives, and Scatman has got it watched, locked, and loaded away. With 5 seconds left, they can't surely do it from here. Indeed, they cannot. Super sub or whatever. It doesn't matter. Celotic will fall, and so will Fury. Soul's Heart, in a nail-biter on border, will take this series in the lower bracket quarterfinal 2-0. Fury, well, they fought their hearts out in this series and honestly had improvements
but too little, too late. And this team with so much experience and history in this region will be the second team eliminated today.
Heartbreak for Fury and Fury fans alike. This one was, I mean, that was emotion-fueled, honestly. I genuinely did not expect to see Fury have that in them. They fought back tooth and nail. A clutch from a substitute that turns into overtime. This had it all, but unfortunately, after a lackluster first map, Fury did not have the legs in this to push it to a third. And ultimately, Soul's Heart walk away with a really well-earned victory. From here on out, it now looks like Fury, the conversation for them shifts quite dramatically. It's so heartbreaking. This roster that has been in this region, and not talking SEA, I'm talking about the wider APAC region, for so many years. They've been at the top level for so many years, and it just feels like each time they come close, they just slightly falter. And in this case, they have faltered out of the playoffs.
It's disappointing. I mean, we've become accustomed to seeing Fury make deep runs, to be contenders, to make majors. And for where they've fallen, you know, I made a tweet last night. I said, oh, it feels like a changing of the guard.
Yep.
That's
a fair point.
A team like Chiefs being knocked out, well, a team like Fury being knocked out, not necessarily by Soul's Heart, because they themselves have been around a long time as well, but and to be fair, Asia as a whole, outside of Elevate, all these players have been around a long time.
Yep.
Not as much of a changeover in O's, but in terms of org representation, in terms of teams progressing as far as they have throughout the playoff bracket, it does feel like a changing of the guard in terms of Fury being knocked out this early on.
Yeah.
To have Daystar progress above Fury, that's a changing of the guard moment. Obviously, Elevate themselves coming into the region, that's a changing of the guard moment. So, yeah, it's disappointing for Fury, but the writing was on the wall when you consider their group stage 6 seeds don't usually go on and win playoff stages.
No, it's a very tough ask. And we have seen Fury in positions like this before, where they've come out and played very well in playoffs. It's just not the case. It's just, unfortunately for them, they've faltered one too many times, and it has now bit them on the backside. However, for Soul's Heart, again, it needs to be known. If you're a new viewer to APAC, like if you're tuning in for the very first time, these two teams, they have been locked in battle for the last 5 years solid, probably even longer. But for the last 5 years, since like APAC South was conceptualized way back in 2021. Like it's been neck and neck. It's always been these two teams. And obviously Bleed has come in and just absolutely dominated in the last 2 years. But these were the OG SEA teams that continued to fight. Soul's Heart definitely have their number in this one.
What's that rain?
It's quite good. I hope everyone can hear that.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
That's why I looked up. I'm like,
that's shed roof rain. That's shed roof.
That's a shed roof for you. We're just out in the barn somewhere. But guys, now we look forward to a matchup between Soul's Heart and Daystar. I'm actually quite surprised. I feel like I didn't expect this particular matchup.
That's why you voted for Fury.
That's why. It's exactly why I voted for Fury.
It certainly subverted my expectations.
Yeah.
I think in terms of framing that next game, I mean, it's tough because, again, I wasn't anticipating it. We saw enough from Soul's Heart that I think they'll be competitive in that matchup, but Daystar, I think in terms of just fresh blood and mechanical ability, and even to an extent, I think their synergy at this point in time probably does have a slight lead.
Yep.
But I think it would be unfair to say that Soul's Heart don't go in with a serious chance at being able... Like, they played some good Siege today. Fury, I think, especially in the way in which Border specifically were able to clutch up these rounds time after time after time. And Soul's Heart, I mean, sure, you can attribute that to them not playing those situations well, but it was their bounce back. Like, they had snapback rounds where they were like, no, we're not going to let that impact us. And I think that mental edge against a Daystar, that's probably one of the advantages that they can try and lean into quite heavily.
Looking forward, I guess, to our next matchup before we start talking about the interview, if we have one. This one is probably, in my eyes, this is game of the stage for SEA.
I think this is the highlight matchup for all of APAC.
I would agree with that.
I
would
genuinely
solely
believe
agree with
that.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons why. Weibo, to me, look almost like the defenders of the APAC region against the incoming Brazilians. I've been basically saying since the start of the group stage, in terms of the best APAC team possible that we from the APL region can send internationally,
Yep.
Weibo's got to be that team that can get to that level.
Yep.
Whether they were there a month ago or 2 months ago, it doesn't really matter now. It's what can they do now in this position, upper bracket final, consistently getting better. They were pushed by Seoul's Heart 2-1 in that upper bracket semi-final. So I still think of Weibo as a team that's got more improvement within them as a team. I think they can get better.
Yep.
And on the flip side, I think Elevate have gotten better and gotten better quickly.
Yes.
And that's kind of scary for me.
Yeah.
As of right now, today, and that match is happening soon,
Yep.
I genuinely think they're even. I genuinely believe that. I will say Weibo has a higher ceiling and higher potential that if you were to say in 6 months, where do I see them? I think Weibo will be able to gap Elevate. But right now, today, it's a coin flip. Elevate have got some really
Couple of coin flips.
There's a couple of coin flips.
It has been that case.
But you want that. You want
Yeah,
that. So
you do.
Elevate, to like their form has just increased out of sight.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a case of getting comfortable with the region.
I was going to say, I think it's a matter of time. They've just had enough exposure to this region now that I think they're feeling in their element.
And
which
I
is
will
difficult.
also say, for the APL fans, they are all going for Weibo in this game.
Yes.
They will be devastated if
Absolutely.
Elevate win this.
Yeah. Well, we've bought enough time to welcome in Nano from Seoul's Heart. Nano, a very big victory for you and the team today. How does it feel to beat Fury 2-0 in a close second map?
I can't believe that we actually knocked them out.
Yeah. Were you not expecting that?
No.
Wow. Wow.
Too humble.
You expected that to be a lot closer?
Yeah, just we try hard, but they're better.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually knocked them out in the last round.
Jeez, that's very humble.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nano, you realize you guys won, right? You got Daystar coming up next. Obviously, they played earlier. Did you get to watch much of their series against Team Orchid? And if so, how are you preparing for them now?
Yeah, I think actually I hope they got back out during the match and and just hope our team get a good dose of luck. That's all.
Good dose of luck.
Need more confidence, Nano.
Yeah, go be assertive, Nano. Tell Daystar what you think of him. No, don't. You're too humble. You're too humble.
I don't know if I've got any questions. That ain't really going to be too insightful. I just want to say congratulations on the win today. Obviously, you guys played incredibly well, and I just want to wish you guys all the best in the rest of the bracket. You are one of the most loved teams in Asian Siege, so it's good to see you guys doing well again.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anything you'd like to say, Nano, before we let you go, my friend? I know there's only 3 hours or so until you play your next game.
Yeah, I would like to say thanks for coming and cheering on. Hope we didn't break your channel point. That's all.
Well, thank you, Nano. We'll speak to you soon, mate. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.